not me talking and not having press record. That is a thing that just happened, so... Hello my loves, and thank you for joining me. It's Kirsten and we are doing April's TBR, and I'm filming this so late. This video is actually due to you in 2 days time and I haven't even filmed it. I don't even know what I want to be reading for April, to be quite honest. I have 4 books I need to read for the month. We've got the Discord book club pick, which is free for anyone to join, so if you're ever interested in having a monthly book club with me, then have a little look at the Discord. It's a lot of fun over there. So we have the Discord book club pick. We've got 3 new releases which I'm looking forward to reading, and outside of that I don't really know what I want to be reading. So I guess we're just going to see what the game gives me prompts wise. We're going to see what we can fulfill. So let's just get straight into what my game is. It's a really simple game. So we have a 6 coloured sided dice which correlates to a little ghost. And these little ghosts are absolutely adorable. Like, I love these so much. They sit on top of a prompt and I have to fulfill that prompt with a book. And we roll that, so we do a minimum of 5 rolls. But if the same colour comes up twice, then we do an additional roll, but I do cap that at 2 times. So we have anywhere between 5 and 7 prompts to fulfill for the month. And I have sometimes been allowing myself to double up once with one of the prompts. But you know what? I'm feeling like this month I just need variety. I need a big TBR so that I can just mood read out of that. I really enjoyed last month when I was doing the spinner wheel for a couple of weeks, so I might do something like that again. I don't know, we'll see how I feel, but right now I want to read a bit of everything, so I think I'm gonna go for a big TBR. So we're going to do the 5 rolls. If we get the additional rolls, then we'll do the 2 extra and leave it at that. I'm not gonna double up on anything. I'm gonna try and go as varied as I can with this TBR, as well as the 4 extra books I need to be reading. But in the theme of wanting a rather large TBR, which I'm sorry about this lighting, it is a cloudy sunny day here in England, so it's going all over the place, and even with the ring light it's a little bit hard to keep the light set in nice. In the theme of going with a larger TBR this month, I'm actually going to do another Patreon jar pick. So for those of you that don't know, I do have a Patreon, and my top tier Patreons, my rocking chairs, get to choose a book from my physical TBR, as many books as they want. They put it in a jar for me to read, and then they get a spoiler filled video of me reading that book. The idea of this is I would be doing it every other month, and I haven't actually finished the one I chose in March, which is It Lasts Forever and Then It's Over, which I believe was Heidi's pick, and I haven't actually read this one yet. But we do still have, I mean, even by the time this video goes up, we would still have 2 days left of March, so we've got 4 days left of March. So I feel like I could definitely read this one over the next couple of days. And so I don't think I'll be carrying it into April, and even if I do, it would definitely be read within the first week of April because I'm really feeling this book anyway. So I'm feeling like we should do another pick from my Patreon jar to start off the TBR and then go into the TBR game to give myself as many options for the month of April as possible, because as I say, I don't know what I want to read. So normally I have a really good idea of like what I'm in the mood for, and so when I do my TBR games I've got books in mind. I don't have that this month. Like, I am completely like, I don't know what I want to read. There are some new books that I've picked up recently that I wouldn't mind reading, but I'm also like in the mood for everything. I want a bit of fantasy, I want a bit of thriller, I want a bit of like everything. I'm in the mood for everything right now. So let's do another pick. And then we're just going to have quite a big TBR for the month, hopefully. I might even if we don't get extra rolls, I might just do extra rolls anyway and just have 7, because I'm in the mood for that. I really want a bigger TBR to mood read out of. We'll see how the game goes. But okay, let's start off with this one, It Lasts Forever and Then It's Over, which is potentially being read in the first week of April if I haven't finished it in March, which I didn't say what that one is about. We're following a heroine who is never named, and they have died, and they are reflecting back on her new reality and also back on her life. It says it is a tale for our dispossessed times and one of the sharpest, funniest novels of recent years. Talks about mortality and how it changes everything except possibly love. Which sounds really good, and like I am in the, like I say, I'm in the mood for everything right now. So let's just do another pick. Let's go down here. Some of these I'm not in the mood for. Some of these I am in the mood for, like more than other. I don't know, we'll see. That's such a weird thing to say, seeing as they're choosing out of my own TBR, but let's see. Oh, okay, we've got Cold Clay. Can you see that? Cold Clay by Sarah, which actually is perfect. Ta-da! So this is the second book in the Shady Hollow Mystery series, which is a series I've been meaning to continue, and okay, this is perfect actually. This is a nice cozy mystery. We're following Vera Vixen, who is a fox, and she has moved to this little cute town, and she is a journalist. In the first book, there is a murder that happens, and the police, well, they're more concerned about fishing than they are actually solving this murder, and so Vera gets herself involved, and it's really cute and fun, and we're going to be having another murder, and I'm so excited. You've got a coffee shop that's run by a moose, we've got a bookshop that's run by, I think it's a raven, and we've just got so many lovely quirky characters. It's like Wind in the Willows, but make it murder mystery, and it is so cute. So yeah, okay, right, so I'm going to be adding this one to the TBR thanks to Sarah, which is perfect because I do need to continue this series. Like, it's on my 25 to read in 2025 as well, so it was about time I started getting into it. Like I said, I do give myself 2 months, so if I don't read this one in April, I will be reading it in May, but I mean, it's another short one, so I imagine I should be able to get to it in April, although I said the same thing, where it lasts forever and then it's over, so who actually knows? Now the Patreon TBR jar is done, let's go into choosing a prompt to make my starting total a 6 and get into the first roll. I'm really excited for this. I don't know, I feel like with that first pick, I'm feeling, oh, okay, we had one fall out, so we're just gonna go with that. Clearly it was stop talking and let's get going. This prompt is a colour wheel, but okay, let's get into roll number 1. Roll number 1 for April. Let's see what we get. Honestly, the good thing about me not knowing what I want means I don't care what the prompt, I care about that prompt. I care about that one. That's purple. And that's the oldest book on my TBR, which, yeah, I care about that. Honestly, I forgot that this is one of the prompts that we were starting with for this month, which is the oldest book on my TBR, and it is a prompt that has come up quite a few times, and I have just not read the book for it. Every single time it's come up on my TBR, and that's How to Kill Your Family by Bella Mackie, and I've had this book since it first came out in 2021, and I've just been putting it off for ages, and yeah, I don't know why. Like, I got it because I love this cover. I think it is so striking. I really like the pink. I think it is lovely. I just haven't been in the mood to read this one, and yeah, I don't know why. I really don't know why, because it should be quite a nice, funny, easy time, but I think because I know going into it that I'm probably not going to be wanting to keep it on my shelves, which honestly should mean that I read it to see if I want to keep it on my shelves, and if I don't, then I unhaul it, rather than just leaving it on my shelves for years and not reading it. It's very strange. But this is like a fun little thriller. We're following someone who is in prison. So she's called Grace. She's in prison currently, but she's in prison for something she didn't commit, but she does want to commit some crimes, or she has committed some crimes, but the one she's in prison for isn't the one she's committed, or something like that. But she has this game plan to basically get out of prison, kill her family, make a claim on their fortune, get away with the above, and adopt a dog. So we'll see how this all goes. I don't really know, like, I think it should be fine. They have been doing some gorgeous new paperback covers for this book, which is very intriguing, so I'm like, surely it must be doing well if they've done a whole new reprint of the covers. It looks quite cool. But right, yeah, okay, well, this is the first book of the TBR game, and you know what, this month I'm definitely having to at least start reading this one, because it's been on so many TBRs. It's kind of a joke at this point, so yeah, okay. Definitely reading this one in April. We'll probably put it off to the last possible minute though. You'll have to let me know if you read it and if you liked it or not, because I think that's where I'm needing the encouragement. I think I've heard some very mid reviews about this book, and so it's put me off. So please, if you have read this book and you think it was a fun time, please let me know in the comments below. So yeah, okay, we have a very random start to the TBR. I genuinely forgot. There was me going, oh, I don't mind about any of these prompts, and then I got that one, and I was like, oh, actually, that's something I didn't want. But hey, you know what? We got it out the way first, so we can only go upwards from here. And like I say, I don't actually know what I'm in the mood for, so I guess it doesn't matter what the prompts are. I was like trying to do it this way, like I can see the prompts this way. What am I doing? I don't even know. Honestly, filming this video, I've I don't know what it is about my TBR videos, but I always feel a little bit like I don't feel like they fully flow, which I know they edit fine and they come out feeling fine, but just whenever I'm in the process of filming them, they never feel quite right, which is weird. Anyway, I'm just on a ramble. Let's see. So this one is match a book to my outfit, which, you know what, we're in quite a springy mood. I don't know if I have a book that would match this, but we'll see if it even comes up. It may not. Roll number 2. Ooh, pink. Okay. And that's a colour wheel. Okay, that should be fun. Let's go see what colour gets chosen. So prompt number 2 is a colour wheel, which is a nice way to really mix up my game for me. I'm going to record me spinning a colour wheel, and then we have to choose a book where the cover has a lot of that colour on it. We'll see how well I can match it. There's going to be an interesting one. I don't know what we're going to get, so let's just start recording and we'll see what the colour is. Okay, right, let's just spin. I don't know. I really don't know what we're going to get. We are getting amber. Amber. Do I have a book that's... I mean, to be fair, actually, Cold Clay would work for that one. We may have to use this one if I can't find another book with that, because I don't think I've got many books with this sort of colour. Let's go rummage the shelves, see what we can find, but I think it may end up being that we just have this one and we're definitely reading it in April, because yeah, I don't think I've got a book with this sort of like orangey yellow. It's not a very popular colour in books. I don't know, let's go have a look. Okay, so looking at my shelves, I mean, I've got a couple here, so say like this sort of one, although it's more orangey rather than an orangey yellow. But I've already read this one and I've read it. I don't know if I really want to reread this one just yet. It's a really fun little cozy mystery. The same with this one. But again, like I read this one more recently and it's not my favourite out of the series either. So again, I don't know if I really want to reread that. I guess I've got this one, but it's only on the spine. The rest of it's white. And that's a short story collection. Nothing. I guess, again, Penance, that's one more orange and again more white on the actual cover. This one's yellow. This is a really good book though, by the way, if anyone's wondering. A little bit dark, very dark topics, but brilliant book. I guess Blood to Poison. Oh, trying to do all this one-handed is very awkward. But I guess Blood to Poison, we've got some like amber here. That could be quite good. It's not a book I've heard anyone really talking about either. So could do that. Maybe. Otherwise, yeah, I'm not really seeing anything here. I mean, Private Rights, again, that's kind of just orangey. Yeah, see, that doesn't really work. I just thought, for curiosity's sake, I could check the English library classic editions, just in case, but actually I think all of these ones, again, I've already read and I'm not really in the mood for. Far from the Madding Crowd. Read that one. It was a good one, but I don't really feel like a reread right now. So obviously I found Blood to Poison, which has a little bit of like amber here across the page, which, like I say, this is by Mary Watson. I've not heard anyone talking about it. And it says, Fury will turn her. I really like this cover. It's very good. So we're following 17-year-old Savannah, who is cursed to do with the bloodline. And I think it's to do with... Oh, yeah. Okay. The family calls them Hellas Girls. And they are cursed to die young, basically. Hellas girls are always angry, especially in the months before they die. The anger is bursting from Savannah at the men who catcall her in the streets, at her mother's disingenuous fiancé, and even her own loving family. This is a book I haven't heard much about, and then I kind of saw this one on my way back as I was just about to start filming the fact that I was going to be choosing this one. But then I saw this, and actually like this across here could be considered a little bit amberish as well. So we've got the first binding by R.R. Verdi, and this one I know has been criticised for being very similar to Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, to the point where some people feel like they have just copied the work of Name of the Wind rather than having their own original idea. And to be fair, it does sound very similar. So we're following a tale of a storyteller and a singer on the run, hoping to find obscurity in a tavern bar, but the sins of their past aren't forgotten and neither are their enemies. Their old lies are catching up to them swiftly, and it could cost them their entire world. No one can escape the past, and all stories must have an ending, which very much is pretty much what Patrick Rothfuss' Name of the Wind is about, where we're following someone that has escaped to a tavern, trying to escape from their past. Someone comes along, is like, hey, I want to know your story, and the past is catching up with him. So it does feel very similar, but it has been one that's been sat on my TBR for a while as well. So actually, I'm going to get you to vote for this one, for the colour wheel picker. You can decide which book I should be reading, whether it should be the first binding, or whether it should be Blood to Poison. Two very different books. We've got epic adult fantasy, and this one, I'm not really sure where this one would fit in, to be honest. It's fantasy, but I'm not sure. Would it be young adult fantasy? And we've got Veil Witches. We've got a lot going on. Like, I'm not really sure where this one would fit in, and it's not a book I've heard anyone really talking about. And to be fair, I heard a lot of buzz about this one when it first came out, but really nothing since. And I know the second book is out now, but I've not heard anyone talking about it. So yeah, I'm going to leave this in your hands. We're going to go with either one of these. Please vote in the comments below which one you think I should be reading for the month. Look, I mean, neither of these covers have anywhere as much as a fit as I think Cold Clay does, but I think if I didn't use it for these prompts, I think these two would both be sitting on my shelves for quite a long period of time, and this one already has been. This one was a gift from Naomi, and I know that this one was gifted to me I think in 2023, so it's been a couple of years, and this one was gifted to me by Denise, and that was for Christmas. If the colour wheel picker hadn't picked that sort of obscure colour on my shelves, these really wouldn't get read for a long time, so that's why I'm going to get you to choose between these two instead. Like, I know technically there's only little bits of that colour on the cover, but you know, we made do with what we had. And like I say, these are two books that I've just not really heard loads about recently, and it would be really interesting to give them a try, and I don't know which one I want to read. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this in your hands. Please let me know which one you think I should be focusing on for the month, and if you have read either of them, what do you think of them? That would be really interesting to know as well. I did say I wanted a big TBR, and we're definitely going eclectic so far, so that's good. Which, you know what, I'm gonna stop saying that because that's gonna get really boring for you really quickly. So let's just move on to the next prompt. So let's go here. A thrifted book. Nice. I haven't actually done any thrifting in a long time. I think most of them are classics now. Alright, let's see what we get this time. Ooh, another purple, which does mean we have to do an additional roll as well. So we've got match a book to my outfit, and now we choose another prompt. Okay, let's go here. Let's do another roll. Orange, and that's A to Z pick. Okay, let's see what letter we get, and then we'll go from there. We've got our first additional roll for the month. We have the first one, which is match a book to my outfit, and then the second one, which is an A to Z pick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the screen record for the A to Z pick first, and then we'll have a little rummage for a book that fits that, and also a book that matches this outfit, which I am currently wearing this floral dress. So we're either going to try and find a book with mainly green or maybe with some floral design on the cover. So that's what I'm thinking for that prompt. But first of all, let's do that A to Z pick. Okay, right, so I've got a letter picker. The idea is whatever letter this is has to be the first letter of the book. All right, okay, let's just spin, see what this letter is going to be. I don't know if I'm actually hoping for anything in particular right now, but, oh, okay, A. Okay. We can work with that. See, nothing is springing to my mind off the top of my head, so let's just have another rummage through my shelves, see if I can find a book that starts with the letter A and is also florally green vibes, spring vibes. Let's see what we can find. I think the A is going to be harder than what I thought, to be quite honest. I think... Oh, actually, no. No, it's not. I've got a couple. We've got Adrift in Currents Clean and Clear. Oh, that would be perfect for A. Okay, so maybe that. And then I did just see a taste of Golden Iron. See, A taste. Oh my god, we've got loads for A. Okay, those are 2 off the bat already. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of leaning towards this one as a nice little short book to read. Ooh, okay, so maybe we'll have another rummage, see if I can find any more A's, but also we need to be on the lookout for one that works with the dress I'm wearing. These would all work, and I love these, but I don't really feel like rereading them just yet. This one, don't feel like rereading yet. I actually need to continue on with the series. Let's check some horror, actually. We haven't had any horror. These I've all read apart from that one. That's not an A. Okay, none of those. Nothing there that starts with an A. Okay, this might actually be more awkward than I thought. Okay, so no horror, which is a shame because I'm kind of in a horror mood, but never mind. I don't think any of these quite work. I mean, this one would work, but I have recently read this one. It's very good if you're ever interested in like a Frankenstein retelling, but make it to do with botanics. Like, it's good. It's a good one. Oh, another A would be these. Doing a bit of a sci-fi. I feel like I need to reread this to be able to continue on. I don't know, because I do remember quite a bit of this one. It's a young adult sci-fi. But again, I think for A, I'm pretty content with the first 2 I found. So now I just need to find something that matches my outfit. Okay, one I could do would be... Oh, okay, not really, no. I thought this had more floral on it. But I wouldn't mind doing a reread of this book eventually. That's quite a good young adult book. We're back with the classics because these have quite a lot of like florally stuff. But again, actually I should have thought about this because I don't think anything's really green. This is going to take me longer than I thought, so I'm going to just have a little rummage and then I'll get back to you. For the A to Z picker, obviously the letter A came up, so I am going to go with Adrift in Currents Clean and Clear. This is the most recent Wayward Children series book. I think it's the 10th book. And then I really want to, once I've read this, then do a reread of the series because I really love this series. Portal fantasies, and we're following children that have gone into these different worlds. What happens when they come back home. I really, really like it. I think they're just really fun, short little novellas. And yeah, so this would be good. So I'm going to do that for A. And then I've decided, I was having a bit of a faff trying to find books that would work for the outfit that I'm wearing. That's either like a lighter green colour or where it's got florals and things on. And I did have a couple of books that would work, but I've already recently read them, so decided not to go with those. Or like Emily Wilde, actually. This would be perfect. Absolutely perfect, but it's the second book in the series. I recently read the third one. I don't want to just read the second book. So instead, we're going to kind of stretch it out quite a bit and put it for my Discord book club pick for the month, which is Sword Heart. And they've done a new cover for all of these. There's loads of florals on it, and while the colour doesn't match my outfit at all the florals on it, we're going to go with that because my dress is got loads of flowers and florals and stuff on it, so we're just going to go with that for all of the leaves and things that are on this cover, and we're just going to make it work. A bit of a stretch, but needs must. I even checked my classics and nothing was really working, so we're going with this one instead, which should be fun. So Sword Heart, one of T. Kingfisher's more cozy romance series. I really like T. Kingfisher's work in general. Like, I love T. Kingfisher, and I do believe this series is set in the same world as the Paladin's Grace series, which I read the first book of that. Another Discord book club pick. Like, T. Kingfisher is very popular in our book club, which I am not mad about. I love T. Kingfisher, so I'm very happy with that. So yeah, so we're gonna go with Sword Heart for a book to match my outfit, which doesn't technically match, but there is foliage and stuff on it, so we're making it work. So that's those two. Now we're gonna, as usual, choose another one. We've had some good prompts. We've had a lot of random prompts, which is always fun, and I think works especially for a month where I don't know what I want to be reading, rather than a month where I know I've got to read a lot of set things. So this is working well, I think, because I'm not doing any readathons. Oh, that's something I should mention. I'm not doing any set readathons apart from my own relaxing readathon that's happening in April. I'll have the announcement video linked below for you if you're interested. It's very chill, very low-key readathon that takes place over 24 hours. things, but yeah, apart from that, I don't have any readathons I need to take part in, so it can be a little bit more all over the place for prompts wise, which is, you know what, it's quite nice. But okay, this one is, ooh, read the first book in a series. That's nice and easy. I don't need to be starting more series ever, really, but I definitely have series I want to start, so yeah. Roll number 4. That's another purple. A new to me author. That's quite a nice open prompt, actually. Okay, roll number 4 is a new to me author, and for anyone wondering why I didn't do an additional roll when purple came up again, that's because it was the 3rd time and I only count it when the same colour comes up twice. If it comes up again after that, I never do an additional roll for that. I used to, and my TBR game used to be absolutely horrendous. This one works out really well because I have a few books I'm going to be reading for the new releases video that's coming out, so we have made some changes. They're not all going to be cozy. And on that video, 2 of the books I'm going to be reading are brand new to me authors. So I think the one I'm going to put for this prompt is going to be my first ever Nat Cassidy book, When the Wolf Comes Home. So this book is released on April 22nd, and Nat Cassidy is an author I have heard so many people talking about, but I've never actually read a Nat Cassidy book, and so I figured why not start off with their newest one out. It sounds pretty interesting. Like I say, it's coming out 22nd of April, and we're following Jess, who is a struggling actress. It finds a 5-year-old runaway hiding in the bushes outside her apartment. After a violent and bloody encounter with the boy's father, she and the boy find themselves running for their lives. As they attempt to evade the boy's increasingly desperate father, horrifying incidents of butchery follow them. So is it connected? Is it werewolves in this book? I don't know. I'm really intrigued. Like I say, I've heard nothing but good things about Nat Cassidy. I think they also did, was it Mary and Nestlings, I want to say? Yeah, so they did Rest Stop, Nestlings, Mary. Yeah, Mary and Nestlings have been 2 that I've been kind of interested in, and I've heard really good reviews from, but I'm quite pleased that I'm starting here with their newest work out, so that's going to be really good. So that is what I'm doing for roll number 4, because I feel like at this point I should probably get some of the books I need to read on this TBR, which I've managed to do 2 out of the 4, so I'm really happy with that. This is going to be good. I'm looking forward to having a nice horror book to sink my teeth into, and I am really intrigued to see what I think of this author, because again, so many people really like Nat Cassidy. So I'm intrigued to see, do I fit in with everybody and I also think they're a really good author, or am I going to have the unpopular opinion? I'm intrigued. You'll have to let me know if you've read any Nat Cassidy, if you're going to be reading this one in particular, and whether you think I'm going to like them as an author or not. Like, I am intrigued. So yeah, so that's that one. To the last time we're going to be rolling for this, which technically we might have an additional roll, but for the last time I do this bit for the video anyway. Which, you know what, I still never know how to word all of this stuff. I'm like, yes, I choose a prompt, but it may not be the prompt that gets picked, but I just do it so that we get up to the number 6, which it's very wordy. I'm going to have to work out a better way. But okay, this prompt is a bright cover. So nice and simple prompt, actually. Another colour prompt. Okay, and time for roll number 5. Purple again. Really, we're really holding hard for the purples today, aren't we? Okay, so that's a bright cover, but as I did say at the start of this video, I do actually just want to do 7. So technically we didn't get to do 7, but I'm just going to do an extra roll because why not? And you know what, I think I'm just going to do it out of these 5 rather than choosing another prompt, because if purple comes up again, then we're just going to end the game here, and if it doesn't and it comes up with something different, then we'll do one of these prompts. Let's just change it up slightly, why not? Pink. And that's Thrifted, which, ooh, technically by my own game, does that mean that I'm doing an additional roll because pink came up twice? Oh, I didn't think that through. Do we or do we not? Because I did an additional roll because purple came up. But do I do a pink one? Well, I did say I wanted a big TBR. Should we do it? Let's just do it. Let's just add to the chaos. And again, we're not going to add a prompt. If it's pink or purple, the game will end. If it's a different one, then we'll carry on. And we'll make this the last one. Okay, let's go. Green, okay. And that's a short story collection. Okay, a bit of chaos. I did that very weird. But let's go see what books I choose. Not me talking and not having press record. That is a thing that just happened. We're just going to get into the 3 random prompts that I ended up going with that I didn't need to do. I could have just left it on one. You know what, it was fun. It was fun to do, so let's just talk about the books I've decided to go with. So we first had a bright cover pick, which I've decided to go with one of the books I'm going to be reading for the new releases video, which is Vera Wong's Guide to Snooping. Is that the name? It's quite a long name. Let me double check the name of that. But it is, look at this cover. It is so bright and fun. And I just realised I could have used this for the colour wheel picker prompt because it is very yellow. But this one, yeah, Vera Wong's Guide to Snooping on a Dead Man by Jessie Santano. This is book 2 in the Vera Wong series. I really liked the first one. I thought it was so much fun. We're following Vera Wong, who owns this tea shop, and she wakes up one morning to find a dead body in her tea shop, and so she starts investigating. Along the way, she gets different various people involved with her case, and she does things that aren't strictly legal, but it was just really fun, easy, light reading. And so we have book 2, and I was very excited when I saw this coming out, so of course I have ordered that. It's on pre-order. Looking forward to giving it a try, and hopefully I really enjoy it. But yeah, I really enjoyed the first one, so I can't imagine why I wouldn't enjoy this one. So yeah, very excited for that one, and with this gorgeous cover, of course it was going to fit well. So that was that one. The next prompt actually gave me a little bit of trouble, which is Thrifted, because I haven't actually thrifted that many books. This year I've thrifted 1 book, and then in 2024 I've thrifted maybe like 5. And then before that I thrifted loads, but I got rid of the journal where all of that was written in because it was massive and I wasn't using it anymore. And so I collated it all, made a note of all the books on my TBR, but I didn't note which one of those were thrifted from then. So yeah, that was a fail on my part. So I just kind of had to go off memory. But I do remember a lot of the classics I got were thrifted. And one that I decided to go with that I know is definitely thrifted because it's got a little Oxfam sticker on the back, which is a charity shop here in the UK, and that is A Handful of Dust by Evelyn Waugh. And this is a book that is just meant to be a lot of fun. It's meant to be a funny novel of betrayal and selfishness that combines into a dazzling comedy with savage satire. And we're following Lady Brenda, who is bored with her husband and bored with Hetty Abbey, the gothic monstrosity they call a home, as she drifts into an aimless affair with a shallow young solicitite. So I can't say that word. Oh my god. Anyway, with someone who is very young and shallow, but the slow disintegration of their marriage leaves both Brenda and Tony, her husband, lost and isolated. I don't know, I've never read a book by this author. I've been intrigued. It's been on my shelves for ages, so why not give it a read? And I have said I want to get back into my classics, so this is the one that we're going to be doing that with, and hopefully it's just a good fun time. And then the very last prompt is a short story collection, and for that one I'm going with the book that's on my spring TBR, and that's Nordic Fauna, and this is translated from Swedish by John Little, and the author is Andrea Lundgren, which I'm really excited. Like, this is such a gorgeous book, and I think this is going to be wonderful. Whether I finish it all in the month, I don't know. We'll see, because I do like taking my time with these. But they're very short stories. The first one, the first one's 36 pages long, but then after that it gets to 20 pages. The creatures that roam this collection spark a desire for something more in their human counterparts, a longing for transformation. So I'm really looking forward to giving this one a read, and it is on my spring TBR, which actually is a point. My spring TBR, I got 1 book out of everything I need to read for my spring TBR on this collection, so I don't think we're going to do that well with spring TBR this year. Never mind. But there we are. Those are all the books that I'm going to be reading in the month of April. So we'll do a quick run over, and also the 1 book that I didn't manage to get onto the TBR game. You know what, let's start off with the 1 book that I didn't get to, and that is going to be another horror book. It's called Sour Cherry, and it's by Natalia Theorodou. Sorry, it's a Greek name, and I know I'm mispronouncing that. So I do apologise, but yes, Sour Cherry is a dark, inventive reimagining of the fairy tale Bluebeard, exploring power and toxic masculinity, and I love this cover so much, and I do love like a darker fairy tale. I'm really looking forward to giving this one a try. It says, something terrible has happened. In a mysterious apartment filled with ghosts, our unnamed narrator, love that, attempts to explain this to her child How do I talk about this, she wonders. The truth must become something beautiful. We must begin with a fairy tale. And so she begins to construct a beautiful fairy tale for her child, one that begins with a strange baby boy whose nails grow too fast and whose skin smells of soil. As he grows from a boy into a man, a plague seems to follow him everywhere. Tragedy strikes in cycles, and wife after wife, death after death, plague after plague. Every woman he touches becomes a ghost. It sounds so good. Oh, I really am looking forward to reading this one. I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. This is a debut novel, and I'm really, really excited to be reading this one. So yes, that's the one book that didn't get onto all of the prompts. I mean, probably could have fitted it for a prompt, but I love this cover. I love that we've got the cherry, the face coming out of the cherry, the keys, like it's just, oh, it's gorgeous. It is a gorgeous cover, really great sounding premise, so really excited for that one. And then we'll talk about the other books that I don't own physically while I'm remembering them all, shall we? Bright cover, we have Vera Wong's Guide to Snooping on a Dead Man, which is going to be a really fun, cozy mystery. We've got a new to me author, which is going to be the Nat Cassidy book, When They Were Wolves or When the Wolves... Oh, why can't I remember it? I know When the Wolf Comes Home. I was naming a very different book there, but yeah, When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy, a nice horror book. I'm really intrigued to see what I think of this author's work. And then we've also got a book to match my outfit, which is Sword Heart by T. Kingfisher, which is the Discord book club pick, which, as I mentioned, Discord is free to join, so if you would like to read along with us during the month of April for this, then feel free. It's all linked below for you. And now we'll get into the rest of the books I have. So we have the short story collection, which is Nordic Fauna, which I'm very excited about, which I haven't spoken too much what it's about because I did already mention that in my spring TBR. I will have that linked below, and yeah, really should have made much better progress on that. Didn't even think about it when I was choosing the books to read. But never mind. Then we have a thrifted book, which I've decided to go with a classic, which is A Handful of Dust. Again, this is an author, like, I haven't read from them. I haven't heard too much from them, but I am intrigued. And you know what, I have been meaning to get back into classics, and this is quite a nice size to do it with. And hopefully this kind of feels a bit more springy with its like more funny, hopefully like gossipy times. We'll see what I think of it. But I am intrigued, obviously, because it's on my TBR. Actually, no, I say that. I'm intrigued at the time of buying them, but the mood does disappear. But okay, moving on. We have the A to Z picker, which for this we use A, and Adrift in Currents Clean and Clear by Shauna Maguire, which I'm really excited to read this one. I love the Wayward Children series. It is a really good little fantasy series, and I'm very intrigued. Very happy to be getting to this one to then be able to start my reread, because it's been such a long time since I read that first book, and I know I'm really going to enjoy it. And I do want my reread to be reading these books in quicker succession because of how far apart I've been reading them, and I feel like I would get a lot of the like smaller tidbits that do connect all the books together. So yeah, very excited about this. Oh, I should have said this, because it's book 10, is a prequel to the story, to one of the stories where we're learning the backstory of one of the girls that we met during this, whereas the odd numbers in the series continue the plot onwards. Again, I love that. I just think it's a really fun little series. Then we have the oldest book on my TBR, which is How to Kill Your Family by Bella Mackie, and this is a book I've been putting off for ages. For absolutely ages. So I definitely need to actually get a wiggle on and attempt to read this one at some point, but we'll see. I mean, maybe I'll end up reading it sooner rather than later. Who knows? We'll see. But yes, that is that one. And then for the book for you to choose between for the month, and that was for The Colour Wheel, and we have two very different books. We have an adult epic fantasy, which is the first binding, which has been criticised for being too similar to Name of the Wind, but I did really enjoy Name of the Wind, so we'll see if I like it for that or not. And then the other book, which I really don't know anything about, which is Blood to Poison, but it does sound really interesting, and again, I've not heard anyone talking about this one, so yeah, you'll have to let me know out of those two books which one I should be adding to this pile, and I will definitely get to that one. I always make a point to get to the book that is voted on for the month, but I normally wait until about week 3 before I pick up the book, so that everyone's got plenty of time to put in their votes from when this video came out, and then I will add them all up and choose whichever book it is, but that will probably be week 3. during April is when I'll get to those. But yeah, there we are. Those are the books for the month. Obviously we've got to add in the 4 books that I don't own physically, as well as Cold Clay, which is the Patreon TBR pick. So we'll add that, which is another cute, cozy mystery. So yeah, there we go. I did get my large TBR with an eclectic mix of books, so I'm very happy with that. I mean, it is a complete random mix. We've got some murder mysteries, we've got some horror books, we've got thriller, classics, fantasy, like we've got everything, which is exactly what I'm in the mood for. There we are, that is the TBR, bit of a random one. It also took me ages to film today, and the lighting has been doing my head in because we've had moments where it's gone really dark, really light, it's been all over the place, but hopefully it's all edited out and it's all a nice smooth video. We'll see. But let me know what you're going to be reading in the month of April, if you're taking part in the Discord book club, or if you're reading any of these, if you have read any of these, and what your thoughts are and everything like that. Let me know all of that in the comments below. I love chatting with you all, but I will leave it there for now. So thank you so much for watching, for taking the time to watch this video. Like, I really appreciate it. And I just want to say an extra big thank you to my Patreons, and if you are ever interested in my Patreon, there are lots of fun things happening over there that are some extras, so if you want to check it out, it will be linked below for you. But yeah, thank you to everyone over there that supports me and this channel. I am having a fantastic time, so thank you so much. But yeah, that is it. So if you've made it this far, what do we do? I don't know. You know what? We've got a lot of like orangey colours going on, so put an orange heart if you've made it this far and you just don't know what to comment. Thank you again so much for watching, and if you have enjoyed this video, then please do consider giving it that thumbs up, subscribing and commenting. Those 3 things really help this channel out. My social media links, everyone I've mentioned, my Patreon, it's all linked below for you, and I will catch you in the very next video.